Happy Monday, second grade, and welcome back. We are going to be working on our iReady, and we are going to take a look at what we're going to do today. So let me pull up our PowerPoint. Please make sure you have your iReady book with you. So we are on writing day 5, think it through. So we're going to begin thinking through what information we've gathered and what we can use for our own narrative diaries. So, hello to Herschel. We are on step number 4. We are on our planning and beginning our planning with step 4, planning, thinking it through, and time to plan our writing by thinking through what information we have gathered from step 3. So please make sure you have your iReady book and a pencil with you right now. If you don't, pause it. We are going to work on our objectives today. Our objectives are I can identify facts and details, and I can locate information in source text. So the biggest thing today is they're going to ask us questions, and we're going to need to go back into our reading, and we're going to be able to give text evidence from what we learned, because everything that we read is going to give us the information and details for our narratives. So as we work today, we need to go ahead and we're going to be on page 108 to begin with. 108. If you need a second to get there, pause, because we are going to go ahead and get started. All right. So we're looking through the information from our source text today. So our think it through and says answer the questions, use details from amazing sharks and shark bites. So the first question that we're looking at is, what is special about a shark's body? It says over here, a hint, many sharks share the same traits. So we need to go ahead and look back in our text. If you need a minute, go ahead and pause it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go look in the first one. I remember we had a lot of information, and we can look through our paragraphs and use our different paragraph numbers so we can help explain it to other people as well. I know what's special about their body. Remember, it talks about where it's eating here. It talked about where it lives. Remember here. Okay. I want to look back at the shark's body and how they move. Remember even learning about their teeth. That's a part of their body. Oh, right here. I can see some information right here. One thing I just found, a shark's skeleton is cartilage. So that's pretty special about them. So let's go ahead and add that on page 108. Page 108. One thing that's special is that, let me type on in here, our sharks have bodies that are made of cartilage. Okay. What else? I want you guys to think about what else you found. I'm going to think through what else I found. I remember reading about their teeth. They had many rows of teeth. Remember thinking about the size of their body. Go back in your text to find something about the size of their body. Because one thing I found that was pretty fascinating was that some are as long as a fire truck. That's pretty cool to me. That's really big. And that gives me a reference of something that I know. And then I remember reading something really cool about some of them that's really special, that some glow in the dark. So I want you guys to go and find things from your text, things that you find interesting about their body. It could be their teeth. It could be about their skeleton. It could be about the way they look, something about their body. Okay, go back and find those traits. Now, where do sharks live? I want you guys to go back into Amazing Sharks in paragraph 1. Amazing Sharks, paragraph 1. It is labeled for you. Pause it. It says, hint, reread page 104 of Amazing Sharks. And I remember, hopefully you guys find it, that there were 3 places that they told me about. The first one was they live in water, that's of course. The second thing is they live in rivers, or they can live in deep oceans. Okay, so those are the 3 places that we learned about from our text of where sharks live. So I hope you guys are getting some good use out of finding text evidence. And we're going to go ahead and make sure you get this written. If you have not gotten this written or gotten your own facts, pause it, because I'm going to have us go ahead and move on to page 109 today. Page 109. Ooh, all right. We have 2 more questions to answer today. All right. The third question is, how do sharks find food? It says, look for verbs that show shark using their senses. Remember when we talked about what they can smell, what they can feel, what they can hear. So I want you to go back and find where you can find that in your text. Pause it here so we can get them written together. Okay, so I hope you went back and found it in Amazing Sharks. I think it was towards paragraph 4 or 5. And in there, we could feel, here we read about the different things in their senses and shark senses. So I remember reading that they said that they can feel the electricity in the water, and this helps them find their food, right? They can also use their ears to hear the fish. And last but not least, they use their nose because they can smell blood in the water. That's crazy. So they have a lot of different senses that help them find their food. All right. Now, what do sharks eat? I remember reading all about that in Amazing Sharks and a little bit in Shark Bites and what they can eat. So I remember, let's go ahead. You find some, start listing them, pause it here, and then check it, come back and check it compared to what I'm about to add. And if you miss something, go ahead and add it, okay? So go back and look in Shark Bites, and I'm gonna do the same. So what I found was they eat turtles. We're making a list, so we're gonna separate them by commas, okay? And turtles, fish, seals, they eat sea lions, they eat stingrays, they eat sea urchins, and other sharks. So if you did not find all of these, make sure you're able to add more so that you have a complete list of everything that you have found. So I want you to think about which facts might help you imagine what it feels like to be a shark. I want you to place a check mark besides any of the facts you want to use in your narrative diary entry. So I definitely know I want to include in my daily life, like a big part of my life is eating. So I definitely want to think about, I know I want to talk about eating turtles maybe. And I think that I also think it's cool to eat stingrays because those are animals I wouldn't imagine a shark eating. And then something that's pretty cool to me is that you can like feel an electricity in the water as a shark. So I definitely think that I want to put a check mark by that and how I'm hunting for my food throughout the day. So I want you to pause it here and find different things that you want to include in your narrative diary. So go through and put little check marks by things that you know that you want and facts that are important for our narrative diary. So your last task for the day today is please make sure that you go and you do a quick write, okay? So in a journal, get a piece of paper. I want you to finish the sentence. So it's a complete sentence. I would like to be a shark because, and add, okay? So you need to copy what I have written and then complete it. What is so fascinating and why you yourself would want to be a shark? What would be really cool for you? So pause it here if you need to complete this and finish it so you can write this. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday.